So Tucker Carlson and Ted Cruz had a rather entertaining exchange yesterday by the time of my writing this. I will give some background. Tucker Carlson, massive Islamophobe, like Trump, who he supports. So you can already imagine what his politics will look like. Extremely right-wing, extreme Trump supporter, and just generally someone who hates your guts just because you don't eat pork and prefer modesty over indecency. On the other hand, the person being interviewed, Ted Cruz, is also a massive Islamophobe. Ted Cruz is part of the Republican Party and therefore part of the Trump administration. He has been calling for a regime change in Iran and is backing Israel in its genocide and belligerency. So both these guys are not the kind of people you should cheer for, but what is important here, the elephant in the room, is the Israel-Iran war that has just started, and it does seem to be stopping because Israel just won't stop going insane. This is what the discussion is about, and we are going to look at what these two are saying. We are going to watch the viral moment that went viral on Twitter when Tucker asks Ted Cruz about how much does he know about Iran, and he obviously, if you are active on social media, would know he doesn't know a thing about Iran, its society, politics or culture. He knows nothing, and still this supposedly America first dude just wants another Iraq war, only this time on Iran. You see, this is what the current Trump administration ran the election on, that they are America first, that they won't get involved in foreign wars, that they would stop Israel from committing its genocide. Turns out it was all a lie, and we are going to see all that unfold throughout the interview. But first, become a member of my Patreon page for $5, where you will gain access to my scripts, my videos, which you can watch ad-free and before anyone else. That way you can help support my work while enjoying some good content and a lot of other benefits that I have listed on my Patreon page. Just click the link in the description below. Okay, so the first about 20 minutes of the debate aren't really relevant. I want to get to the Israel part because that's the part that is more relevant here.
The endless support for Israel, very expensive. When people are literally buying groceries on credit in the United States, can you feel like it's nothing against Ukraine or Israel or any other country?
All right, let's stop. You said the support for Israel very expensive. How much support do we give to Israel?
Well, you tell me. You vote for it.
Yeah, it's about $3 billion a year is the military assistance.
Is that the only assistance?
Yeah, we just have military assistance. Israel does not have.
Oh yes. US is the sugar mama for Israel. US is the #1 genocide supporter of Israel. US supports militarily and also funds Israel. Biden, in fact, last year when this all started, bypassed the US Congress not once, not twice, not thrice, but 4 times to sell weapons to Israel. Subhanallah. It is truly shocking and utterly unsurprising at the same time that US is at the forefront of this slogan that Israel has a right to defend itself. Israel has a right to defend itself against babies and toddlers and women who had nothing to do with Hamas. And this isn't just me saying this, inferring from what Israel has done up to this point. These are the sentiments that are expressed openly by the Israeli society, from the government officials to civilians, all of them. And do you know who else expresses genocidal sentiments and statements? The US, the United I Hate Muslim States of America, the government. They have also expressed total unquestioning support to Israel. Like Donald Trump is known for using the name Palestinian as a slur. He, before he got elected, said that Netanyahu should finish what he started.
Do we know the names of the people or where this happened or what they tried to do to kill Trump?
We have not apprehended an Iranian hitman trying to kill him. We know that Iran is trying to do so.
In the United States?
Yes. And by the way, like Iran...
This just seems like a huge headline, and you're acting like everyone knows this. I didn't know that.
Iran put out a whole video about murdering Trump.
Right, but I've never heard evidence that there are hitmen in the United States. I mean, trying to kill Trump right now, we should have a nationwide dragnet on this, and we should attack Iran immediately if that's true. Don't you think?
No.
If they're trying to assassinate our president?
They have been for 2 years.
Then why are we at war with them?
Well, We are trying to
Why don't we just nuke Tehran if they're trying to murder our president? There's nothing that you could do that would be worse for the United States than murdering Trump.
It's insane how murderous the Western civilization is. It's crazy. The classic blood libel. The Western civilization is a mental disease. First, they persecute and kill the Jews. Then they enslave and exploit the Africans. And now they are doing the same to Muslims. Like, what is the point of spreading this misinformation that Iran sent 2 assassins after Trump? An unverified report. All these efforts are to dehumanize the Iranians, and Tucker is no better. He just wants to drop nukes on Tehran. Like, it's really hard, and I feel like gritting my teeth watching 2 Western conservatives talk about genociding Muslims in the Middle East. Like, it's crazy world that no one in the Western world thinks this bloodthirsty behavior is so odd. Like, they can put down Muslims like this, like dogs, because we are weak, like the Jews were, like the Africans. And this just doesn't end. These guys have the technology on their side. They have the economic supremacy. They can do whatever they want. The American neocons can just discuss about toppling Muslim governments, and they do in fact do it. These people did it in Iraq. They did it in Syria. They did it in Libya. They are going to do it again in Iran. This is complete insane world, like we are living in the end times. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, had in fact prophesied that this will happen, that Muslims will be numerous, but we will become worthless, and the unbeliever would come and tear us apart.
How many people live in Iran, by the way?
I don't know the population.
At all?
No, I don't know the population.
You don't know the population of the country you seek to topple?
How many people live in Iran?
92 million.
Okay. Yeah,
How could you not know that?
I don't sit around memorizing population tables.
Well, it's kind of relevant because you're calling for the overthrow of the government.
Why is it relevant whether it's,
because,
it's 90 million or 80 million or 100 million? Why is that relevant?
Because if you don't know anything about the country...
I didn't say I don't know anything about
Okay, what's the ethnic mix of Iran?
They are Persians and predominantly Shia. Okay, this is cute.
It's not even... You don't know anything about Iran. So
okay,
actually,
I am not the Tucker Carlson expert on Iran.
You're a senator who's calling for the overthrow of the government. You're the one who don't know anything about the country.
So this is the moment that went viral on Twitter. It is unbelievable. What this means is basically that they don't care about Iran. They just want to topple it because Israel says so. They don't actually care about Iran or the Iranian people, the lives of millions of people living in that nation. They are like ants. They are like ants that is just to be squashed under the boot of Americans. Already that country has suffered brutal sanctions and its economy has been destroyed. And now it has suffered attacks on its sovereignty by Israel. And now you see American elected officials talk about toppling the regime and further destabilize a highly destabilized region. This has already happened to Muslims. Muslims have already suffered the consequences of American interventionism. It was American interventionism that had created ISIS and Taliban in the first place. They topple the regime, fund extremist militias to use them to topple the regime they don't like, and then those militias end up becoming a new ISIS. Then the bombs fall, killing thousands, displacing millions forever, destroying the country in every way possible. The Ayatollah regime, if I remember correctly, came to power the same way because of American interventionism and employing the Shah as its lapdog, and further fueled resentment among the population. This is what caused the clerical regime of Iran to take power as it did, and now is in the final stage. I will only repeat myself if I talk further. The bombs have arrived. Subhanallah.
I agree with President Trump that Iran with a nuclear weapon is an unacceptable risk to America, and we need to stop it. I agree with President Trump, and I'll make a point.
But he's not for regime change.
He's not. So he and I disagree. Look, I think he thinks it would be better. He has not said he's for it. And you know what? Look, it is consequential when the President of the United States says, I'm for regime change. So I understand why he hasn't. What he has said is he's drawn a red line and said Iran will not have a nuclear weapon, and the only acceptable outcome is complete dismantlements. They have centrifuges. They're enriching uranium right now. They're trying to develop a nuclear weapon.
This is insane. This is almost verbatim what George Bush said when he invaded Iraq. It's almost exactly the same word to word. The American government is infamous for lying to justify its invasions and interventions in Muslim countries. Back in early 2000s, it was weapons of mass destruction. That Iraq has weapons of mass destructions. That we need to invade Iraq and prevent Saddam Hussein from acquiring weapons of mass destruction. This is almost identical to that Iran is developing nukes, that we need to invade Iran to prevent them from acquiring nukes. Like, this is not looking good. This is not looking good at all. And the fact is, Iran should have had nukes. Iran should have developed nukes long ago, because if you actually have nukes, then you don't get invaded. Simple as that. If Iran was actually developing nukes, then the tone of these government officials would be completely different. That Israel's way of conducting itself would be completely different. Then perhaps even Lebanon would have been safe and not be a victim to a genocidal megalomaniacal state. Don't be fooled by these people. These are the same justifications that have been used since before most of you were born. This is only a ploy to attack Iran and leave a Middle East that is safe with American proxies like the Saudi government and Israel, which is basically just another American state. If you enjoyed watching my video, then you should become a member of my Patreon account. For just $5, you can gain early access to my videos, you can watch them ad-free, and gain access to my scripts as well as gain other benefits. Just click the link in the description below. So what will happen now? What's the future for Muslims in the Middle East? Well, this interview puts a bleak picture of the mind of the American government. I mean, this is a US senator, a Western right-wing Republican senator. Not that things would be different under the Western left-wing Democratic government. That government is the one that started this genocide when Biden started spreading hoaxes and selling weapons to Israel. But these people really hate Muslims openly. These people really don't care and will openly just say what they have in mind for Muslims in the Middle East. Already the current US government is talking about using bunker buster bombs on Iran because Israel said so, and that will leave many people dead even if they seek out bomb shelters in Iran. The war has started and this might actually turn out to be bad for the Iranians. America might actually openly join in the fight unlike before. Before, they were also backing Israel, but they weren't developing troops or shooting missiles directly, but this might actually change this time. The American and Israeli government have been warmongering, just beating the drums of war, and I don't think this will end in a peaceful way. It won't end in a peaceful way because America is fully on board this genocide and refuses to reign in Israel. Anyway, thanks for watching. Leave a like and a sub to boost with the algorithm, and be sure to become a member of my Patreon page for just $5. Do check out the exclusive stuff there. Click the link in the description below.